Hello, big dreamers.
Hi.
I'm so excited. We have a special guest on the channel today. This is my really good friend, Ginny. We are going to be talking about skin and skin health and the steps that Ginny took to really improve her skin. I know when I first met Ginny, obviously she's always been an absolute beautiful goddess, but her skin was wicked inflamed when we first met, and that was about, I don't know, a year ago? Like a year and a half ago? And like, you've come so far as like your porcelain complexion. And I know for my ladies out there asking me, and gentlemen, asking me about skin health who want to know, and I've uploaded some videos about my personal skin situation. Yeah, Ginny, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Tell us about
the skin journey.
The skin journey.
The skin journey.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
I've always had perfect skin. It's never something that I struggled with. Like, I would have a zit here and there, which I think is totally normal. In my teenage years, I was really blessed. It was like flawless, and I would always pick on my brother actually because he had acne, but I never did. And then I moved to LA, and when the combination of moving to LA where the air is very different than upstate New York, and stopping birth control simultaneously, I think just like threw my body out of whack because my skin is sensitive. So the pollution and then having my hormones being like, what is happening? It was just like acne galore, and it's something that I'd never had to deal with, so I didn't know what to do.
Wow, and that's so interesting. You bring up so many points that I haven't touched upon or really thought about as far as like the air quality. And yeah, hormones have obviously, like, it's crazy how much hormones have to do with our skin condition. So tell us more about, like, okay, as far as the air quality and these things, like, what steps did you take to regulate how that was affecting your skin?
Well, specifically the air quality, I mean, you can't control the air. I mean, that's just going to be what it is. But the things that I started to do to help my body prevent inflaming my face was I put a filter on my shower. So that became incredibly crucial because the water that I showered at home was well water. So it was like the highest quality of water. It was super natural, super mineral dense, so it was just really healthy. So I put a...
Whereas here, honestly, I'll turn on to take a shower and I like smell chlorine. Like sometimes it's like really bad. So I feel like that would really help. That makes sense.
So filter on the shower. And then I tried to find an all natural, like, pollutant something to put on my face to just help me battle that a little bit more. And I actually found what really helped me was Dermalogica, became my favorite skincare company. They are really natural, they're really sensitive for sensitive skin, and they have really great combinations of things that you can put on your skin to help heal.
That's interesting. Do you use, like, because I know like at Air One they sell really good facial oils that are really pure, like vitamin C serums and like pomegranate oils. What kind of products specifically do you use? Is it like an oil base? I'm just asking that because I know in the past I used to think that putting things on my face would cause breakouts.
Yeah.
So it's like, what would you recommend maybe if they don't use that, like something similar to protect their skin?
So what I started to do with recommendations from a dermatologist, is not to do anything to my face in the morning because those natural oils are actually going to help you. And then maybe like put water on it if it feels really oily. But then at night, use an exfoliant every once in a while, not every day because that can be really hard. Something super gentle. And then cleanse with something super gentle to make sure you get the exfoliant out of the pores. And then I would do it was like an oil that would help. It was a spot treatment oil that would just, I think it was lavender based, I want to say, that you would just put on the spots, which would help the inflammation go down.
Like a calming.
And then a really gentle moisturizer was my nightly routine for a while. Now, since it's gone, I don't do anything and I just let my skin do its thing.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I actually use like a nightly chamomile serum.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so like chamomile is really soothing and relaxing. And it's relaxing topically as well, and there's a lot of like pomegranate oils and vitamin C serums that I can definitely link down below, and I'll link the stuff you're talking about down below too. But let's circle back to like your hormones rebalancing and how you were able to, you know, balance out the hormone situation you were dealing with.
The hormones.
I know. like I'm not. So, what all did you do?
So, well, when you stop birth control, which doctors told me I had to be on because I had really bad ovarian cyst, it's something that regulates your estrogen for so long, and then you're just like, LOL, JK. So for me, I was kind of feeling really lost before. So everything kind of happened when I moved to Los Angeles, all simultaneously. I was feeling really lost, and I read this book called A Whole New You by Tia Mowry, you know, Sister Girl.
Wow, yeah, okay.
She talked about her battle with endometriosis and how turning vegan actually helped rebalance her body and heal her lady bits. And I was like, wow, and more specifically, she went mostly vegan. So I was like, if veganism worked for her, it's probably gonna work for me too, since I'm balancing the same hormones that are causing her issues. Mine are just on my face. So I went plant-based, and I started eating a lot of really whole foods, a lot of spinach, a lot of kale, a lot of foods high in vitamin C, you know, A, E, K. I try to get on all those those good things to help the face.
Yeah, I want to just talk really quick that like vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, things that you're talking about. Vitamin C is a really important cofactor for production of our own collagen. And people like collagen hype right now, but they don't realize that our bodies are really, really, really good at obviously making collagen. It's an important protein that's in like all of our connective tissues. So as long as we're, you know, getting in from whole foods the nutrients that we need, like vitamin C, then we're going to be really, really good at having good skin turnover. And vitamin A is also really important. So that's going to be in your like orange vegetables, like beta carotene, carrots, sweet potatoes. That's really, really important for skin turnover. And vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects our cell membranes from damage. So it would make sense that if we're protecting all of our cell membranes from damage, having those antioxidants hang out on the outside of our cell membranes, being able to neutralize any kind of free radicals, any kind of toxins in the air, or any kind of, you know, pesticides that we might have accidentally been eating, and we're able to neutralize those free radicals, our skin, of course, is going to be more healthy. And there's other antioxidants I can touch on, like selenium, which is really high in Brazil nuts and mushrooms. It's a trace mineral that also acts as an antioxidant. So flooding our bodies with plant foods and antioxidants is going to be really, really important. So wow, so when did you move to LA?
2 years ago.
So this has only been in 2 years, and you've made, a lot of these changes. As far as your endometriosis or these cysts that you're talking about, how has your health improved? Do you feel like you're at a good place now after you got off of birth control?
Yeah, so, you know, there was this belief that had been gifted to me that I had to be on birth control to control these cysts and this whatever was going on in my body. And it got to a point about 5 or 6 years ago where it was so bad I had to go to the hospital, and they would give me morphine, and they're like, you just kind of have to live through it, hope you get better birth control, you know? So it was really bad. And since turning plant-based and kind of going through that process, I am the most regular I have ever been. I have absolutely no symptoms, and I'm pain-free. So it went from like curling up on my apartment floor, crying in pain, begging for help, to like, okay, whatever, it's cool. Like, no big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, total 360.
Yeah, and it would make sense that, you know, after you got off of this birth control and you actually had to take responsibility for regulating your own hormones, that over time your skin and the whole thing would, you know, come back to how it's happy. If that makes sense. Wow, so in going plant-based, I also just want to touch upon that I know you are celiac, and you know, as far as skin goes, our skin really is a reflection on what's going on inside. So with Ginny, it started off as this, like, of course, a lot of environmental factors, but this like hormonal imbalance situation, which of course, like, hormonal acne really does tend to show up on around the mouth and on the cheeks and chin. And also colon and gut health is really a reflection on our skin as well. I know a lot of people with like leaky gut, if we're not taking in enough fiber, the microbiota in our gut are going to be hungry, and they're going to be eating away at the mucus lining in our guts, causing like basically holes in our gut, and things are going to be leaking all around and causing inflammation. And of course, if our liver is inflamed and our liver is like not able to filter out all these toxins, and we're just eating a bunch of crap, of course it's going to reflect in our skin. So eating really healthy foods and making sure we are feeding our gut with plenty of fiber so that our gut bacteria is on fleek, it's going to help to really decrease inflammation, and this like it won't show up in our skin as much. So you have celiac disease, and this obviously is like inflammation in the gut and can, you know, cause a lot of different symptoms. Do you think that that has anything to do with your skin health?
It definitely does. So prior to knowing that I couldn't eat gluten, because celiacs or gluten intolerance, you know what, there's different levels, is gluten, which is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. Back to the same time that I was curled up on the floor because of pain in my lower abdomen, I was also curled up on my floor at different points, like crying for help as well with pain in my lower left abdomen. I call it my gluten pain. And prior to knowing that, I had always really struggled with like flaky skin on my scalp, or like dry patches of skin on my arm, and they could never figure out what it was from. Everyone was like, just put lotion on it, and I mean, lotion can only help so much. But when eventually they were like, hey, you should stop eating gluten, I was like, okay. It went away.
And that helped a lot.
It did, yeah, it went away. So like the flakiness in my skin, and I never had acne from it, probably because I was on birth control at the time. But had I not been on birth control, I'm sure there would have been some type of acne in the mix.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow, yeah. So from talking with Ginny, I'm sure that like if you are experiencing unwanted acne, which I don't know what acne is wanted, but if you are looking to get rid of your acne, like there's a lot of different avenues to look at in your life and take it from a holistic approach. So just like how, you know, doctors can prescribe this birth control trying to fix this one thing, it's like, wait a second. Let's take a step back, look at the full picture here. What's going on in your life, and how can we help to bring you back to balance, help you really balance out your hormones and get everything in check. Yeah. So Ginny, what do you eat in a day?
Great question. So I always start off my morning with a workout. I like to get that blood flowing before eating.
Nice.
And then I always do a smoothie in the morning, and I try to do 1 to 2 tablespoons of some type of fat, whether that be avocado or, you know, some type of nut butter, a handful of leafy greens, nut milk or water, sometimes berries, because berries are the bomb!
I can't have a smoothie without berries.
Right?
I love berries.
Or banana too. And so just kind of I makeshift a smoothie every morning, and then for lunch I like to do some type of grain, and sometimes I do eat soy just because protein is so important on a vegan diet.
Yeah.
And I definitely supplement with a plant-based protein as well. I like pea protein.
Nice.
So it's kind of whatever. I don't like have something set or specific. I like to go to the farmer's market and just kind of like pick up things, and then whatever I'm feeling to make shift into the meal. I love to saute vegetables in different ways with like sometimes pesto, or sometimes more of like a Asian sauce, and then maybe some grain in there. I've been really into broccoli and asparagus lately. And then for dinner, I try to do something a little bit more on the lighter side. I like to eat a big lunch, smaller dinner, just so my body has time to rest before the next day.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know you're really, really good at making gluten-free pizza. And I'm so grateful for that time that you made us pizza.
Love pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza is my love language.
Vegan pizza is amazing. Yeah. So what else can we talk about skin health? Get your gut on fleek, get your hormones on fleek, feeling really good, eating a plant-based diet. And I feel like people who are already plant-based, vegan out there, I know some people are sensitive to things like gluten and soy, and there's other things that could be affecting your skin health. And even just taking a look, like with my clients, I do have a professional chronometer account. So if you're not taking in enough like essential fatty acids or even enough protein, which is totally possible. I used to think that was impossible as a vegan to not get enough protein on a plant-based diet. Being intentional about getting in these micronutrients that I talked about before too, like vitamin A, vitamin C, is going to be really important to have healthy skin. And it's actually easy to do. We don't need to like freak out and get overwhelmed and like calculate everything, but it's just worth taking a deep breath and being like, okay, cool, like I can take responsibility for this and have it be something that I get to do and not leave it in the hands of our doctor or our dermatologist. Like, we can do this. You can do this.
You got this.
Yeah, you got it. So where can we find you, Ginny?
You can find me on Instagram at Ginny Hebert. My name is commonly misspelled. So it's Ginny, like Ginny Weasley,
Nice.
except real life. And then my last name is Hebert. It is not Herbert.
Nice. Guys, I'll leave all of the links and all of the recommendations down below. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know whatever questions come up. Leave your comments below. And if you have not subscribed already, definitely subscribe. Hit the little bell. Leave a thumbs up. DM me on Instagram at vitamin.katie. And yay, we wish you the very best. Much love. Bye.